is key.
This meeting is being recorded.
Right? Ownership is key. So what we're going to do this evening is help you guys become financially ready, right? Regardless of what city you want to live in, regardless of what state, there are a few things that have to be in place in order for you to qualify for the home. And the young lady I want to introduce is going to help kind of introduce this information to you. I have so much respect for her because she knows 100% of what it takes in order to put yourself in position to be a homeowner. She blesses people all across the country with the information, but she even helps someone identify that dream home, that place they want to spend the rest of their life, and put them in a position where they can go ahead and make the purchase. So if you guys could do me a favor, help me bring to the front, help me bring to the line, Miss Stephanie Stuart, Realtor Extraordinaire. Steph, how are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. How are you?
I'm doing just better than amazing, better than amazing. Thank you so much for joining us this evening on our call.
Most definitely. Thank you for having me.
Also, and I give a call to you.
Most definitely. Thank you so much. It's been phenomenal just meeting you. You've just been able to impact so many different lives. But man, I am a realtor here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I know y'all don't know nobody out in the cold. However, way up north, there's a place called Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've been in business for a couple of years, and what I do is I help people in all different states get from their point A to point B, get from their first home to their next home to their dream home, but really just laying down the foundation of what it takes to get there. Really just going from renting to owning, because what people don't understand is that rent prices keep going up, and some people out there are paying full mortgages when they could be paying their own mortgage versus somebody else's. So let's talk about the 4 basic qualifications for you to get the best results. The best results is going to be, I need you to get a piece of paper and a pen because we're going to go over these. And I don't want to lose anybody. And I'm going to ask you questions. So go ahead. So the first thing is going to be credit score. Credit score is not necessarily the number one important thing, but it is one thing that they look at because they want to see how well you're going to pay the money back. The next thing is going to be your debt to income ratio. So how much money you have going out, how much you have coming in, and that cash flow. Then going into your down payment, have you brought any money to the table and your current income? What do you currently do for work? What's the money coming in, if any? So credit is on a range. A lot of times nobody ever says what credit is or how it's accumulated or what that number even came from. We just know we got grown, we start signing some things, and all of a sudden they put a stamp on our name that had a number to it. So on your piece of paper, I need you to write down where you currently are. Now, whether that is high, low, medium, it doesn't matter, but then write down where you want to be. What we can see on the screen right now is that the lower the credit score is, you may qualify for some loans, you may not. You may have really, really high interest rates. You may not. But then when you get closer to that 800 range, anything over 720, you're very good. You got the best interest rates. This right here is going to take you from that 1% interest, 0.25 interest, 2% interest, all the way up to, I've seen as high as 10% interest. And trust me, you do not want to pay 10% on anything. So what makes up the credit? Credit is made up of about 5 simple things. Payment history, how well you pay your bills on time. The capacity, how much did you spend? If you have an $1,000 limit on your card, did you spend $995.97 with a pending payment of $40? Are you maxing out your debt? How much have you accumulated within the last 12 to 18 months? Did you buy a new car? Did you go co-sign for somebody? Did you do anything where it can affect your actual credit score? Next, you're going to have the mix of credit. How many different accounts do you have? Do you have student loans? Do you have medical bills? Have you ever had a foreclosure, bankruptcy? All these different things are going to be on there, and it's going to impact your credit either positively or negatively. And then last but not least is going to be the length of credit. How long have you been building credit? Now, everybody is not perfect, and we don't expect you to be that. Believe me, you can have average credit and still get a house. You cannot hit every tier on that and still get a house. Maybe instead of the 35%, you got 30%. Maybe instead of the 10, the 5, and the 20, you have some other percentages to the point that it makes your situation unique. So the next thing outside of your credit, as far as how much or how well you paid other people over time, the next thing they're going to look at is going to be your debt to income ratio. Your debt to income ratio, and I want you to write this number down because I've dealt with a lot of different clients and sometimes people just don't know. How much money do you have going out? What is your monthly expenses? How much do you spend on food? How much do you spend on energy? How much do you spend on your rent, or how much do you want to spend on your mortgage? What is your gross income you have coming in? And then what is your lifestyle choices that you make? Do you like getting your hair and nails done? Do you like going on travel? You know, do you like to travel and go on vacations? I know some people on the line, they be in Dubai every other weekend, like it's down the street. So what is it that you like to do? Because where you come in this range, if you're over 40%, the answer is an automatic no. Theoretically, per se. Over that means if you bust a tire, if you get sick, you lose your job, you get you can't work for a couple of weeks, anything happens, now all of a sudden you are higher at risk to go into foreclosure. In addition to that, if you are between that 20 and that 30%, 20 and 40%, like right in that 30, you will most likely get approved because you have the cash flow to be able to actually afford the mortgage. Now, you may not be able to afford at 35%, you may not have the money for the mortgage and to go out the country every other week. However, you still, if you make certain changes, you can go ahead and do that. But what they really look for is anybody who's under 20%. Under 20%, they're gonna look at you like, T.I., you can have whatever you like. You can get whatever you want just with the lowest interest rates because they know that you have the capital to actually pay off that mortgage. So then last thing, what it's going to come down after we talked about credit, after we talked about debt to income ratio, who remembers the last two things that were important when it came to buying a house?
The last two things that you wanted to be under 20%. You don't want to have a 30% every week, 35% of every week, but for you to be approved, for you to be between 35% but 20%.
Very good. You do have to keep those numbers down. What's something else that was important? Go ahead, Ms. Arlene.
Down payment and your current income.
Down payment and current income. How much money do you have coming up? I've been in real estate for a while. I've seen some people come to closing with all of $2,000. However, in addition to that $2,000, you got to have some money on it at the table. 1% earnest money is pretty much ground zero. So if you are looking at a $100,000 house, that's $1,000. If you're looking at a $1.2 million house, that's a little bit more money. And then in addition to that, you have your down payment, which is anywhere between 3% to 25%, depending on where your other numbers are, like your credit, debt to income ratio, things like that. And there's some other costs, like a home inspection. I just saw a video the other day where the person had waived their home inspection, and then they literally could put a fork in the wood and it was filled with termites. But because somebody said, I don't want an inspection, now all of a sudden they have these other costs that are going to come up. And sometimes just pay the fee, just pay the fee. Then you have something like an appraisal. An appraisal is to make sure that you don't get duped out of buying a house. There's so many people out there that wanted to waive these contingencies where they bought a house and now they're never going to get that money back. And I don't want to see any of you guys in that situation. I want you to be able to get a house, have equity, be able to pull from that and turn that house into an asset and not necessarily a liability. So how much money do you have to actually bring to the table for deeds, taxes, water, stuff like that? Yes, there's down payment assistance. Yes, there's seller's credits. Yes, there's things out there that can help. But at the end of the day, you want to have something you bring to the table. Because when they give you the table, you're not going to like that table. But I'm telling you, you ain't gonna like that table. But now that we talked about what are the basic requirements for getting a house, and you have those things written down, I want to introduce you to somebody who's been a phenomenal coach, phenomenal mentor, and really been able to help me as well as my clients get from their point A to point B, really go ahead and get to their dream house with giving them solutions on how to take care of these things. Because how many people heard those numbers and was like, yeah, I ain't really got that right now. or you felt a little discouraged a little bit. It's not to scare you, but most definitely just to be able to show you that there's different resources about you. So without further ado, I want to reintroduce Mr. Chuck Hollywood Hardon, who knows 100% of the information, loves to have fun, loves to be able to help everybody who is willing to go ahead and go on that journey. But what I love most about him is that he's been, well, not love most, but what I like that he's been able to position himself to make a lot of money just by able to be able to help others and tell others how he was able to reach that goal so they can use that onto their lifestyle choices. So everybody come off mute, please, and give a nice warm welcome to Mr. Chuck Hardon.
Awesome.
Hey, Chuck.
Fantastic.
Hollywood, Chuck.
You guys,
Okay,
and
Welcome.
also, before we let her get away, I definitely give it back up, Miss Stephanie Stuart, you guys. That young lady did an amazing job on really giving you the foundation of what it takes to own a home. So again, regardless of where you are, she broke that down in a way that's simplistic, as well as she's been helping to coach people get to that point. So thank you so much for bringing your expertise to the table. Thank you for being willing and open to help a whole lot of people. And thank you for participating in our home buyers course that we've been running for the last few weeks. Thank you so much, Ms. Steph. We truly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Awesome, you guys. And the good thing I love about everything that Stephanie just shared with us, everything that's required or that was needed, if you didn't notice, it was a number, right? It wasn't a personality. It wasn't a certain age. It wasn't anything dealing with you as an individual. It's a certain number that you need. And that number can be increased if you understand strategies on how to do it. So what we have to be open to understanding is that the knowledge that we currently have to get us to where we are, got us to where we are. In order to get to the next level, we got to get in some different information. Might not be new, might not be better, it's just different. And not only do we need the different information that we're about to give you, we're going to give you a system to implement every single thing that we say. We're going to give you a system, not just to know it, but to implement it. Because honestly, you guys, there are 4 things that are really keeping you from reaching that level of financial success. And I need you guys to write these down because we're systematically put into this process, and then it's really hard to get out if you don't understand. All right. So these are the 4 roadblocks that's taking the majority of your income that's keep you from being a homeowner. Right. The first challenge is taxes. Taxes is the very largest expense that we all have to pay, our taxes. Yeah. As a matter of fact, taxes takes the first 1/3 of your income off the rip. That's why when you look at your paycheck, you see the gross amount and you see the net amount. Then you get grossed out by the next day that took so much of your money, right? Who know what I'm talking about? Who's ever got that experience where you actually looked at your pay stub and was almost 21, 38 hot on how much money they take out your paycheck, right? Give me a thumbs up if that, just make sure it wasn't just me, right? We've all had that experience, right? So what we're going to do is not teach you guys tax evasion. What we're going to teach you is tax efficiency. Right? So keeping more of that money in your pocket. Now, challenge number 2 is a word called debt. And I'm sure all of us on the line, well, hold on, let me not assume. Let's ask the question. Who on the line has a little debt in your life you love to get rid of right now? Give me a thumbs up. If you got some debt that you know holding you back, give me a thumbs up, right? How about this? Who got some debt in your life you mad you ever got into? Like, I make that decision. We all got those kind of stories, right? So we're going to show you guys ways of not just minimizing your debt. We want to put you in a position where you can 100% eliminate your debt. Your debt to income ratio is going to be the yes or no, pretty much of whether or not you can get the home. So whatever situation you're in, we can clean that up, but it's a systematic way of doing it, right? Challenge number 3, we nicknamed this one big business, and this is something that we all can really suffer from. It's really just bad programming. You know, because we're programmed at a very early age to go out and spend money. And big business spends millions of dollars on marketing, on advertising, trying to figure out how to get more of your money out of your pocket. So what we have to do is put yourself in position just to change the mentality. So instead of spending that additional money every month, you can have your money make money every day, every day. And then this last challenge we have to overcome is inflation. And I'm sure we all can relate to this because right now in our country, we're going through what's called hyperinflation. I read maybe last week, the inflation is currently at 9%. 9% inflation. So it costs 9% more to live this year than it did last year. So in order to exceed the 9%, you need to make 10%. Let me ask you guys a question. Did anybody on the line, did your job give you a 10% raise from whatever you made last year to what you make this year? Anybody got that 10% thrown in there just because of, right? So what happens is we go show up to the gas pump, you know, with the same 40,000 that we made last year. Who can agree that it does not stretch the exact same way, right? Who can agree? So what we have to do is put ourselves in a position where we can kind of outpace inflation. So what we're doing is we're having a membership put together because again, when they're qualifying you for a loan, they're not just qualifying you for today to see if you can afford that home. They got to qualify you to see if you can afford that home next year with a 9% inflation. Next year or the year after that, 10 years after that, right? So you want to look as good as possible on paper, because that's really where it counts. Look good on paper, right? And also be well. So not only when you buy the home, with our objective, with our movement, we want you to keep the home, right? Who can admit that they know somebody that bought a home 5 years ago and they don't got their home no more, right? Yeah. They weren't financially ready. We want you to be in a position to buy it and to keep it. So what our membership does, it gets you financially fit in order to do that. So I'm going to put up front, we have an inclusive membership. I'm putting this up front. It's $99 a month. Please write that number down. $99 a month in order to take advantage of what our membership offers. Now, the good thing with the membership is that it includes a lot of things to overcome the 4 challenges. So I'm giving you the number up front because honestly, $99 is not a lot of money. But what I can admit is that it's some money. So the value has to equal what you get now. Let me show you exactly what the value is. The first part of our membership is to help you become more tax efficient, to make sure that we're squeezing out all the fat on your taxes and you put more of that money back into your pocket. So we have experts. Once you establish your membership, you're not going to have unlimited access to certified financial planners, to CPAs, and individuals that are certified with the IRS to help you become tax efficient. And one of the strategies they're going to teach you is how to properly adjust your W-4. Write that down, W-4. Most of you guys are probably not familiar with it. You're more familiar with your W-2 because you get a W-2 every year. But if you receive a W-2, that means you got a W-4 on file at your job. And the IRS has shared with us that 88% of the country has that one form filled out incorrectly. 88%. So in work with our experts, they help you make a simple adjustment to give you, in most cases, an instant pay raise on your paycheck from your job. So more money coming back from the work that you're already doing right now, right? And I know we got a few team members on the line that actually going through this process of adjusting their W-4. Can I get someone to volunteer just to share how much they were able to get back on their paycheck when they did their W-4 adjustment? A lot of guests on the line.
Every time.
There we go. What we got there, bro? I see you.
Hey, so when I went through the W-4 adjustment process, I got an increase of $636 on that next check. It's two of those that come in a month. So that was $1,272 that I was overpaying in taxes.
So $1,200 a month coming back from doing one adjustment.
Yeah, they were
wow. Now, just so everybody on the line is clear, did you have to work any more hours for that $1,200 a month?
No, same hours, same job.
Did you have to go out and sell any product for that $1,200 a month?
Not anything other than my job.
It has been $1,200 ever since.
Ever since.
That's called winning, right? That's called winning right there, you guys. And the thing about the W-4 adjustment is going to be based on you as an individual. So just so we're clear, our system is not a cookie cutter system. So everybody won't get back the exact same thing. The objective of our experts is be sure that your W-4 is correct, all right? But let me ask you guys a question. Whether you get back $80 a check or you get back $800 a check, who want their money on their check? Give me the thumbs up. Let me see. Let me see. That's an easy win right there, right? Now, of course, now another way that we do help, because some people don't receive a W-4 before. If you're on the line, you're an entrepreneur. If you're a 1099 worker, we still help you guys as well. One of the things that comes with your membership is something called the Hurtler app. All right. This is an app to help you track your expenses. If you are a 1099 worker, that means you get a lot of tax benefits that most people aren't educated on how to fully take advantage of. Right. So things that you can write off because you're a business owner, you now have an opportunity to track it through our app to make sure you maximize it. So things like your rent or mortgage might be tax deductible. Miles you drive in your car, even meals and entertainment can be tax deductible. Only thing the government requires is that you track it. That's what we're going to do with the app. And we're going to teach you how to do it the right way. All right. So we want you to be as tax efficient as possible. Now, this thing I also want to point out to you guys, right? Because Mr. Hardon did just say he got back an extra $1,200 a month on his paycheck from his job. Do you think he has a problem of paying $99 a month to get back $1,200 a month?
Easy.
No.
No.
I want you guys to let me ask you, do you think he has a problem paying $99 a month to get back
No.
$1,200 a month?
No.
So our system is designed for it to pay for itself. Okay. So a lot of people think I've got an extra $99. You don't need an extra $99. You just got to allow the system to pay for itself. But that's step number one, right? Getting that. So now you have a little more cash flow coming in. The next thing that we're going to do is really help you minimize your debt, right? And we talked about it. Your debt to equity ratio is going to probably be one of the biggest things they look at to see if you can afford the home. So we have a debt elimination strategy, and we're not just talking about credit card debt. We're talking about all of your debt. You load into this part of your membership. So that's going to be credit cards, car notes, student loans, medical bills, anything that can be paid off. You load into this part of your membership, and they're going to systematically show you how to pay it off and pay it off in a reduced time frame. And we're not just talking about taking maybe a 5-year car note down to 4 years. You can take a 5-year car note down to 6 months, depending on your situation. So in this example that we have on the screen, this person owed $209,000 in debt. They were currently paying about $31.85 a month for all of that debt, just paying it off, going on the creditor's plan, doing it their way. They're going to be paying that debt for the next 29 years. But when they came and got with our program, they're going to pay the exact same amount of money. They're going to pay it off in 7 years and 11 months, saving themselves 21 years in time, but also $159,000 in interest. The process is called debt snowball. You pay off a debt in a certain way that benefits you. Because if you think about it, when you get any kind of loan from anyone, the creditor designs the loan to benefit them.
Yep.
Experts put the plan together so your payments more benefit you. Okay. So we getting rid of all of the debt, right? And can I get someone to share just their debt elimination strategy on how much they were able to get back when they used the program?
Hey, Chuck.
Hey, T, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much. I'm doing an awesome job. Working with the experts, my husband and I have purchased a home at the beginning of the pandemic, and working with the experts, we were able to take a 30-year mortgage down to 12 years. We will be able to pay off that mortgage in 12 years with the money that we already make. And if we add more money to that, the mortgage is going to come down even faster, which is going to save us about $270,000 in interest that we would have paid if we had not worked with the experts.
That's called winning, right?
I'm telling you, our club is cool.
That's called winning and winning big, you guys. We brag differently, just to let you know. We do brag differently, okay? So again, we want to get that debt down as quickly and as much as possible. Then, of course, we do have to attack your credit. And our program is not a credit. We don't do credit repair, right? Credit repair is like putting a Band-Aid over a broken bone. We do credit restoration, where we rebuild and enhance your credit. So not only it goes up, but it stays up. And again, like Stephanie mentioned, that the interest that you pay is really going to be based on your credit score. So the better the score, the better. Your interest is probably going to be the smallest number on the page, but it's going to affect you the most, right? So if you feel like you got bad credit, it can be good. If you have good credit, it can be great. And even if you have great credit, it can be pristine. And there's a difference. Because I thought I had great credit. My credit's around 750, 760 all the time. But since it already came with the membership, all I had to do was upload my 3 credit reports and I walked away. Then after about 2.5 months, I got a notification my credit had went up to 805. Then it went up again to 811. Then it went to 817. Then they got me all the way up to 823. Y'all see that? Yeah.
Wow.
823. Yeah. Right. So again, it's not just me. I know somebody saw the 823. I know you think I got real cute real quick once y'all saw the 823. I know that's what you was thinking. Right. I'm just kidding. But look, you guys, it's not just me on here with good credit. It's a lot of people using the membership that had the same testimonies. Anybody else got a credit restoration testimony they want to share? We're looking.
You can always
Share, Mrs. Hardon. This is
There you go,
Gwendolyn
Miss Gwen.
Dodson. Yes, I wanted to say that these amazing experts, you know how you try to do it yourself. Well, after putting 2 kids through college and moving from New York here, we started spending money and charging. But these amazing experts got my credit score up from a 543. It went up 50 points, 100 points. Today it's a 688. I'm going to the 700 club.
Come on now.
My spouse was 600. These experts, today he's in the 700 club, his scores going up. My daughter, Ashley, her credit score is up $100. My other daughter, her credit score went up 50 points. We're winning in the family.
Oh, you got to win with the family. That's what I'm talking about right now. So yeah, y'all got new stuff to run in y'all family. I ain't talking about diabetes running my family. Y'all got good credit running y'all family right now.
Credit running family, come on.
So again, you guys, when it comes to the program, you let the experts do the work. Now, what I do want to point out is our credit restoration program comes with the membership. You will also need a credit monitoring program. Credit restoration and credit monitoring are 2 different things. Now, they do have things like Credit Karma, things like that, can just monitor your credit. We're going to recommend that you get the smart credit system, right? It's only $19 a month, but it's so much other value that's added in when it comes to getting your credit and getting your credit as high as possible. And since I have him on the line, I got my big brother who just is a master at using the smart credit system because he's been able to maximize his credit. Rick, could you share with them some of the other things that come with the smart credit when they add that onto the membership?
Oh man, it's so comprehensive because not only does the restoration help you restore your credit, they also help you protect your credit from threats. Meaning you get $1 million identity theft insurance, not just for you, but for your whole household. And then they have an active monitoring system that's actually looking for all those places where criminals are out there fishing for your information. They actually go out and audit and block and remove your information from all of those hacker sites where the data breaches happen. Not only that, they actually give you a 120-day game plan from the time you start, when the team starts working on removing the negative items, so that you can track everything that's holding your credit score down, everything that's keeping it up, and start to see those things go away. And the best part, in my opinion, is they give you strategies of things that you can do. They know what the team is going to do, but they tell you exactly what you can do, who you need to pay and when, and how many points you can expect that one money move to make on your credit. So that when you get the extra money back from your taxes, you pay this card $200 and your credit score goes up 17 points.
Nice.
Nothing like being in control, man. It's amazing. It's some more stuff, but I know you don't have time for all that.
That's right. But I just want people to get the value, right? To really understand that you have to have experts in place to put you in a better position, right? So just so we guys are clear, the membership is $99 a month. This is a promotion that we're running for a short period of time, right? So I want you guys to be sure that you're able to maximize and take advantage of this membership now. Think of all the value that we just got. First, we told you how it's going to pay for itself. Second, you got experts who put you in position to give you a game plan to be debt free. And now you have experts going to work that's going to enhance your credit. So the membership is $99 a month. It includes you and your spouse. So if you and your spouse are always financially tied together, y'all don't need two memberships. One membership takes care of both of you. So you don't got to argue about who credit gonna get fixed first. They're gonna fix both y'all. You don't got to argue about little silly stuff no more, right? There's no contract and there's no long-term obligation. You use the membership as long as it serves you, right? And since I do see Miss Patton on the line, this young lady was actually not use the membership and took advantage of everything that we offer and just put herself in a place. I love a testimony. So I asked her to jump on just to share to kind of close us out. Miss Patton, could you share with us what the membership was able to do for you and your family and what you've been able to do in getting your dream home?
Yes, sir. Chuck, I tell you, you are doing an amazing job. Stephanie, my girl, you rocked it. Thank you for the information. I wrote a lot of it down for my daughters because they couldn't get on to get that information. So thank you as well. Quickly, what the membership has done for me, I tell you, I just remember the old song, I'm a churchy girl, and they say, I just can't, it done so much for me, I just can't tell it all, but I'm gonna try to tell you tonight, is that what the experts were able to get me $709 back on my paycheck a month. That's how much I was overpaying. They took that $709, gave me a plan through the debt elimination system where I would eliminate my debt, right? Take that $709, snowball my debt. In 2020, from March all the way to December, I managed to pay off $8,500 of debt.
Come on now.
2021, Chuck, I was able, through the plan, to pay off a car a year and a half early. From March 2022 till now, I've paid off over $37,000 of debt. When your debt goes down, your credit score increases. Oh. But not only that, in less than 6 months, my team of experts was able to get my credit score up 209 points. My husband's score up 159 points. With that great credit score increase, we were able to sell what we thought was our forever home, sold it for almost double, bought us a new home over in Trustville, over 3,000 square feet, sits on an acre and a half. Chuck, I got a whole zip line in my backyard, but that's not what I'm excited about. I'm excited because when I went to the closing table, the closing attorney said, I haven't seen this in a long time. And I said, what? He said, well, the interest and the principal is not far from each other. Usually you pay a lot of interest and a little bit of principal, but because the experts got my credit score up so high, we were able to get that home for 2.5 interest rate. We refinanced some rental property for 2%, 2% with the refinance, right? And so what they've been able to do for me, it has changed the trajectory of my finances. I no longer, money is a tool. Chuck, I always tell us it's a tool, and that's what I use it for. And so I thank you for allowing me to share. I'm telling you, if you're ready to buy a home in the next 6 to 12 months, this is the membership that I use that got me in the position to purchase my forever new home. And thank you all so much.
Thank you so much for sharing, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So look, you guys, we said this is going to be quick. We've been on here for 30 minutes right now. Get back with the person that put you on the line. Let them know, right? Because there's two types of people, right? One person say, look, I'm ready to rock, roll. I'm ready to make this happen, because you understand a lot of people get on a call like this and they get the information and they feel good because they feel like information is power, but it's not. Information is knowledge, is not power. Applied knowledge is. So now that you got the information, allow the experts to go to work for you. So get back with the person, put you on the line, let them know, shoot them a text, just put in 99, right? That's all they need. They see 99, they're going to send you a link so you can go ahead and get your membership set up tonight. Then they can also schedule a time to walk you through getting your information inputted so the expert can start going to work for you tomorrow, because that's how quickly they go to work. So whichever one you are, whichever phase you're in, I look forward to hearing your success. Please come back and share with us. We have a whole testimonial page on Facebook of what our experts were able to do. Come back and share your testimony with us. My name is Chuck Hardon. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure, as well as a privilege. On behalf of myself, on behalf of Ms. Stephanie Stewart, thank you oh so much. For all the leaders that invite you guys to the call, we look forward to celebrating with you. We look forward to celebrating with you on the beaches of the world or seeing you at the bank, whichever one comes first. Talk to you guys soon. Peace. You guys have a great.
Good night, Hollywood. Good night,
Good
everyone.
night, Hollywood. Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Awesome.
Good night, everyone.
So,